Libyan leader Moamar Gaddafi's forces have launched a massive counterattack against rebel troops. It's the first major setback for opposition forces since the armed uprising began 2 weeks ago. The government claims to have retaken a string of strategic towns, but rebels say they are holding out. Middle East correspondent Ben Knight reports from Ras Lanuf in eastern Libya.
For the past few days, the fighting has gone the way of Libya's rebels. Yesterday, Moamar Gaddafi's forces hit back hard. Near the capital, government troops launched their biggest attack yet on the cities of Zawiya and Misrata, using jet fighters, attack helicopters and artillery. There was heavy fighting, and the regime claims to have retaken the towns, but the opposition forces say they're still in control, although they are still surrounded. In the east of the country, rebel fighters were hoping to keep up their momentum and reach the city of Sirte, but instead they were pushed backwards after a major offensive by the Libyan army. The city of Ras Lanuf was bombed. Then pro-Gaddafi troops retook the town of Ben Jawad. The shock of the onslaught was clear.
There's a lot of people, they died in there, and there is no ambulance.
Those who could be brought out were taken to larger towns behind the rebel lines. This was the opposition's first major defeat on this side of the country, but they soon rallied.
So what's happening now is they're rustling more troops from here to go back down the road and retake the town.
The strength of these forces is their sheer will to fight, but their weakness is disorganisation. When fighters did leave for the front, it wasn't in a coordinated force, but in small groups, some climbing on as if they'd made up their minds at the last minute. This is now looking more and more like it will be a protracted civil war. While the rebels might be on the back foot, they are prepared to die rather than return to life under Moamar Gaddafi. And the Libyan leader clearly has his supporters. There were large rallies in Tripoli yesterday. The regime says these people were celebrating the Libyan army's military success, although there were reports of some fighting inside the capital too. The opposition had hoped for a swift revolution, as they saw in their neighbouring countries of Tunisia and Egypt. That hope now appears all but gone. Ben Knight, ABC News, Ras Lanuf.